GIS online is something everybody can use and put it on your phone and, just go crazy, just map wherever you go. So it's a lot of fun. But if anyone has questions, you can always email me too. I'm happy to chat.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. So the question I have here is, do you give credit score to catchment area? Because you mentioned buffer areas, that you give credit to buffer areas. What about the catchment areas? That's the ones filling the wetland or feeding the wetland. Oh, concern on mute.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't do that myself. I'm sorry, could you ask the question again? And who was it asking?
All right. So yeah, during your presentation, you made mention of the buffer area, and you said you give credit score to a particular buffer area, and then you leave the rest. So I also want to ask, do you give credit score to catchment areas? That is areas feeding the wetland or feeding the hydrology areas.
Yeah, so the crediting is probably the most complicated part of the wetland mitigation. We receive credit so we receive the lowest credit for the existing wetland areas, and then we receive the most credit for the areas that we have reestablished that were historically wetland, or they were drain tiled, and so for us to just come in and break the drain tile and restore the hydrology and seed it with a wetland seed mix, that gives us 100% credit. Everything that's kind of feeding into that, like the upland areas, which we're calling like native prairie, we're getting, I believe all of these areas get a range of credits. So I think for the prairie, it's like 10 to 25%. And then it's up to us to kind of make our case to the regulatory agency and say, this is all the work we're doing in these prairie areas. There's a lot of maintenance that has to take place. There's a lot of invasives that we need to, herbicide or mow, whatever it may be. So a lot of work and time and money is going into it. Therefore, we think we should receive the 25% credit as opposed to like the 10%. So we're constantly having those conversations with the Army Corps, with the regulatory agencies, and making our case for the amount of ecological uplift that we're having. But then there are limits on how much upland area can receive credit. So out of all the credits in the wetland restoration area, only 15% of the credits can be from upland, because the whole point is to create wetlands or restore wetlands. So while it's understood that there's going to be some upland area and some buffer area around that, the focus is really on the wetlands. So there is a limit on how much credit we can get for all the areas that kind of drain down into the wetlands. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So the next question is, is there a way this kind of study can be done only on desktop, or it has to be field work on desktop?
All of this, I think the question was about, can these programs be used on the phone or is it just desktop? Is that correct?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
They can all be used on your phone. I have field maps on my phone. For me, the phone is way easier even than like a tablet or an iPad. But you can do both. So any data you collect using the app on your phone will connect into the program that you can open up on your desktop as well. Because I believe it's all, it's all kind of cloud based, online based. So yeah, like for example, I have I have Survey 123, I have field maps, all my drone apps. I have everything like on my phone ready to go. So then I'll just click on it, open field maps, and then these would be all of the different like maps that we have available, like different projects basically that I'm working on at my company. And then Survey 123 is the same thing, right on the phone. Just sign in, and then the different forms available are right there on your screen. So it's either or, phone, desktop, tablet, however you want to use it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. We thank you for the time, for the effort, and everything that have gone into this program. It's such an awesome event. I only want to thank you. So we appreciate you for the sacrifice in terms of time, the intellectual contribution, the stress, emotional stress, and everything that this work would have brought about before it comes to pass. We really want to say a big thank you to you. So we are looking forward that very soon we are going to call you again, and we're going to have a follow-up to what we have learned today, more practical. In fact, I'm looking forward to see you in Nigeria one of these days. I hope it's possible. I said to see you in Nigeria sometime in the nearest future. Yes. I said I'm looking forward to see you in Nigeria soon. Thank you so much for the work. We really want to say a very big thank you. So God bless you.
Thank you
And
for
also we
having
thank
me.
Dr. Thank you very much. Yes. And every other all other